What's up, YouTube? It's been a little bit. We were doing a lot of moto stuff. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So I just want to preface the video with that this is not going to be a moto vlog, but instead we went rock climbing, and not just any rock climbing, we went outdoor rock climbing. There were no harnesses, no safety pads, no instructors, just outdoors in the wild, me and my friend Dave. And then we had a short hike to the rocks, but it was through some wooded areas, and the elevation that we were hiking was pretty steep. It was a pretty steep incline. It was probably about 30 degrees, if not more. The terrain was soft dirt covered in pine needles. There was lots of pine trees everywhere, which added to the climbing element because everything that we climbed also had pine needles on it. So you kind of had to dust off some of the handholds to make sure you had a good firm grip. The hike was about 15 minutes, maybe 10. It was a short hike, and the first of 5. So there were 5 different climbs that we did. They're all in the same area, elevated up to the first climb. And I call it a climb because there was a little bit, but it was more of a warm-up. So where we hiked to,
like I said,
you just hopped up on top of these. I mean, there were large boulders, but they were like human, like man size. They weren't super large.
Maybe more. And that's an 80-foot fall to the higher elevation. So a trick I'll tell you, don't post anything you do until you get home, because everybody knows you're gone then.
What if I don't get back?
Touche. Oh.
Then at least they're like, ah, that's what happened. That oh boy.
Remember to keep your eyes where you're going.
Yep, I'm probably going down.
Yeah, where your feet. Don't look up at it. Handle, 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 handle.
Yep.
That's a deep jug. Then you go down that face over there. You gotta remember, turn yourself around. Make sure you're on your toes and you're holding on to 3 points at all times. No, you gotta turn yourself around.
I'm going all the way down. Dang, this is...
Only way up is right here.
Right here? Right in front of me?
Or right there. That's the easiest spot.
Yep, just looking around.
Yeah, this spot here. I use this to warm myself up, is what I do.
Got it.
Yep, now look up.
Now this is sweet.
I'm glad you came up here finally.
Yeah.
This is all I wanted to do.
So this was an interesting new challenge, I would say. But the first climb was more of a warm-up, and then we had just a short walk to the second climb. It was maybe like 100 yards. It was super short, so you could see one from the other. And that was a bit more challenging. So that elevation was, I don't know, 20 feet maybe. And I climbed up the first part, and I'm just checking my holds, checking my feet, making sure everything is good. Dave is guiding me a bit just because he's climbed here for a really long time, and he's also an avid rock climber. So I was taking pointers from him. I reached that first face, and then I had another climb in front of me because I hadn't finished, and he said, you can go left or right, there's a route, either or. At first I tried the route to the right, and I couldn't get any good holds where I felt like I could pull myself up. So I backtracked, and I did go and take the left route, and I was able to get up. Like any novice who can climb that has a decent capability, like physical capabilities, could have done that first one. The second one was a bit more challenging, but again, this is my first time climbing outdoors. we are way high up. Dave said at one point, if you fell to either side, it was nearly an 80-foot drop, which it looked like it, 50 to 80 feet. Like, we're above the trees everywhere you look. So first climb went smooth. The second climb, I had a little bit of difficulty, but I was able to get it. I took some interesting pictures while we were out there. And then we had a short 5 to 10 minute hike again to climb number 3. And this one I climbed solo. So Dave stayed back and he actually filmed this one for me. So kind of guiding me from the ground. So he'd be like, there's a handhold there. You could raise your left foot and put it into that hold there, things like that. He was guiding me, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not, I'll just come back down.
There were holds that I couldn't quite see from my angle, so he had a better perspective.
Remember to always double check holds that look like boulders.
I'm not feeling it. So where we hiked to, which is the bottom of the climb, is already very high, and it's hilly on both sides. So where we're at is the rock, and then it just drops at like a pretty sharp angle down, like several hundred feet on each side. So if you fell from climbing, you would hit the ground, and then you would still tumble down the hill because you're at an incline unless you.
And the peak to that one's over by the tree.
I took my time. Dave mentioned having 3 points of contact, which means you need at least, with your 4 limbs, 3 limbs should be in contact with whatever surface you're climbing at that time, whether it be 2 hands and 1 foot, 2 feet and 1 hand, vice versa. So I made sure that I had that, and I just took it 1 step at a time, super slow, super calculated, making sure all my grips are good. Because I've never been here before, and with the elements and it being outside, it's an uncontrolled environment.
That is my most intense free climb.
It was pretty difficult, just mentally, but I just pushed through. I just said, I'm gonna just keep going just a little bit further, you're almost there, you're halfway, you're 3/4. So I pushed through, and I did make it to the top of that one, and I was like, my heart was racing for sure. Climbing up that one wasn't super difficult physically, but it was a mental challenge just to push myself.
Yep, I see them.
There's that, and then if you can, you feel the over.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me get off of that rock. It feels like. There you go. Then just barefoot, good. Yeah, you're making this look way too easy. Like squeezed between that. I just sat on that one, stood up on the crack here, and then went that way. Because trying to go straight up that is not the smartest thing.
Let's see what we got.
There's just not a lot of space.
And this would be number 4. And Dave and me both climbed this one. And again, when we got to the top, the views were incredible. You could see it looked like miles in every single direction. It was great. Dave would look at a gap. So we were standing in one spot, there's a gap, and then there's a rock face. And like a flying squirrel, he would just jump and grab and pull himself up. And I was not doing that. So I just took my time and I like reached across, put my foot, held with my arm, and pulled myself across, and then climbed up. And he's like, well, you're doing it the harder way. I'm like, yeah, but it might be harder, but in my head, it's safer.
So Dave's been doing this for a very long time. This is Dave. Dave just said hi.
I might climb a few rocks once in a while, but that's all I'm good at.
Yeah. He has been bugging me forever to get out here. And then I finally said yes, and then something came up and I couldn't come. So we did eventually have to reschedule, and we did make it out here finally, and it was well worth the over 2-hour drive out here in Wisconsin. This is gorgeous. I hope you guys are picking this up right now.
Yeah, we climbed this, and it was like a frozen waterfall. We got to here. I was like, you want to turn around? She's like, no, we can make it. And I was like, I don't like your enthusiasm right now. It's supposed to be like, no, that's too dangerous. Let's go back.
Our last climb was really good as well. When we got to the top, there were vultures up there, or I believe that's what Dave said they were. I don't know my animals like that, but he said they were like turkey vultures or some type of vulture, and there was 3 of them up there. The first one took off right when we got up, and I don't think I caught it on camera. And then as we walked closer, I saw that there was 2, because I originally thought there was 1, but the other one flew off and I didn't get it on camera. And then there were still 2 up there. And I was trying to get with my camera, I was trying to get them to zoom in on them so you guys could see them and also see how high we are off the ground. So I panned to the left, I panned to the right, so you can see how far away the level ground is. It's gotta be a couple 100 feet at this point. And these turkey vultures are right on the edge of a rock, just kind of chilling. And they're probably wondering, they're like, what are you guys doing up here?
Take it. Yeah, that's the way to do it with foot. Thank you.
Yep.
I was like,
Oh, there's a big bird up here. There's a huge bird up here. Can you guys see the bird? Look, it's a bird. Look, it's about to take off. I'm trying to get it. I'm like, what are you guys doing up here?
I'm not gonna bother. Although they'll probably take off because I'm like,
There's a bird right there. Turkey vulture.
So every climb, there was 5 of them, and they were all like, when you got to the top, it was all breathtaking. The views were absolutely incredible. Like, that is what I live for, things like that, those types of moments and memories. And I'm glad I got to film it so that I can share it with you guys, and I can also look back on it. So like, that's just a bonus for me. So after our 5th climb, then we went back and hiked all the way back to the truck, which took maybe half an hour, because every climb we did was further and further from the car. So then when we finished all the hiking and all the climbing, then we had to hike back down through the trees to get to the car. We took an hour drive to the Wisconsin Dells. We went mini golfing, went to the Kalahari. This was on a weekday, and it looked like there was 8 people in the whole water park. So we're hitting slides, we're hitting the lazy river and the wave pool and the hot tubs. And then there was also this boogie boarding, like automatic surfing thing. Like, it was a surfing simulation, and we didn't have to wait in line for anything. It was absolutely incredible. We stopped for dinner, and then we drove back home. So Dave did all the driving for the day when I was with him. And then once we got back to his house, then I still had another hour drive home. So at the end of that day, like, my body was worked. It was an awesome workout physically, and then mentally it was just such a beautiful day with all the sights that we took in. There were people on the river fishing, and just the height that we were at. Like, I don't know if I've ever been at such a high point that I had climbed before. Because again, you have the flat ground, and then we hiked up, and then at that peak, that's where all the rock climbings is at the peak of this hill. So you have probably 100 or so feet of hiking elevation, and then you have another 100 or so feet of all these climbs that we did. So you were well above the ground, and it was just breathtaking. So just overall, it was a really good day. So hopefully I'm able to capture some of that for you guys, and you'll see the times that I try and have for these vlogs. So again, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you for tapping into the content, and I will see you